I can't believe that people are still falling for US propaganda in 2026. Well, what were you taught about propaganda in school growing up? Well, I think we learned about Yahtzee propaganda. Is that it? Also, like Russia and China? And what was the extent of these lessons? Basically, to be able to identify like an unreliable narrator, I remember in the English class. What about the motives and who benefits from this unreliable narrator? I don't think it really got that deep. Well, what were you taught in kindergarten about, like, our country? Basically, that Christopher Columbus and other Europeans came to discover America, and there were a couple people living there, so they, like, befriended them, and they all sat down for a meal, and they decided that they were all going to share, and the Europeans decided that because they were so much more advanced than this poor, primitive society, that they were going to help them. That was so uncomfortable to say. Please remember this is satire. And then what? And then there was like that dark period where slavery existed, but like it ended because Abraham Lincoln ended it, like solely just him. And then what? Then everything was equal, and any sort of like misery or misfortune was just a result of personal failure and not any sort of systemic cause. That all doesn't sound like education. That sounds like propaganda. Wait, what? Yeah, capitalists literally own the means of production of our textbook companies and decide what gets published and what do you think gets published. Well, considering we're the best in the world and we're definitely like the smartest and most advanced in the world, I'm guessing like really accurate information. Why would the capitalists want to give you enough information to become a capitalist yourself? Then what happens when they need workers to build their wealth? I don't really consider that. Why would the people that profit off of your ignorance want you to have a quality education? Wouldn't it be so much more convenient for them if you also were just propagandized under the guise of getting education? Well, that's why they standardized everything, so that they were making sure that everyone's getting like fair education. Usually that language is all to please board members and trustees for like funding money, and actual educators have been saying for years that it doesn't work and it's failing. It's failing miserably. If it's failing, then people can't think critically. And now almost the entire education system and universities all over the country have implemented AI, which has had catastrophic measures on people's ability to critical think, because they are essentially training their brain to, when faced with a challenge, immediately ask ChatGPT rather than have a single thought. Well, I asked about the propaganda in the first place because I know people in Venezuela, and they are saying that Maduro is not a dictator and that people are not celebrating but like protesting what the US did in the streets. And the US media is saying that the people are so happy and grateful for us. Well, between their oil and also wanting to divert from the Epstein files, yeah, there's a lot of funding going into making people think that we're the good guys still.